Warning, the following audio transmission will forever change your outlook on society. You will no longer believe the narrative. You are about to wake up and see things for what they really are. News, facts, and opinions. This is the Doom Daily Show.
Yes, the liquid death. Or as producer Scooter would say, the evil demon water. Welcome, everybody, to the Doom Daily Show. I am your host, Jester Dooms. Today is July 15th, 2026. It's Hump Day, everybody. Welcome to the show. The email, doomdailyshow@gmail.com. Everywhere on social media at Jester Dooms. The website, www.jestersvoice.com. Go there. Get yourself an apocalyptic apparel t-shirt. Check out what we got going on. We will be adding more products to the website soon so you guys can get your cool little things to help support the show. Because like I said, it greatly supports producer Scooter and myself. As you're waking up listening to this, turning on the coffee pot, I will be on my way into a lot of classes. I have a lot of classes this week, some training I got to get caught up on. And it's going to be a long week. I have a class I need and a class I kind of need, but not really need. And I'm kind of just like, you know what? I should probably just do kind of both and see if I can knock them both out. So it's like a class Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, back again on Monday. And then it's Wednesday and Thursday for an evening class. So I'm going to be just absolutely wiped. But, you know, we work for the weekends, right? Absolutely worked for the weekends. And I don't know. I'm hoping I don't get burnout. Okay. I'm just hoping. So, like I said, I'll be at classes as you're starting to listen to this episode. So I hope you have a fantastic day. All the good affirmations coming your way. Right. Yesterday was a good day for me. My wife and I got a kid-free evening and got to go out for a little bit and have dinner. And like, it was a very bizarre day yesterday. So I woke up very angry at 3:40 in the morning, really pissed off about my contractor situation. And I woke up not just angry, but hungry. I ate 2 kiwis with the skin on and then hung out. Didn't do anything for a while. My wife finally ended up leaving for work and I snoozed back off for like an hour, maybe. Woke up and really got the day going. We proceeded to not eat anything the whole day. I think I had an apple. And then we met up with a friend at a restaurant and the friend was kind of under the weather and we didn't really like want to just be like fat asses and eat a ton of food in front of them. So I got like something really small. Like I got like this really small salad and between 2 kiwis and an apple in this time frame, that salad was not enough. I came back and ate some egg salad. I'm probably going to go ham on a candy apple or probably I did go ham on a candy apple after the fact and, became a little bit of a fat ass later in the evening. So I guess you would say it was a good day minus the stress. I was able to contact an attorney to give me some sense of direction with the contractor and got another contractor to kind of be nice enough to coach me with what I need to do with the attorney because he wants to gain the work that this other guy's losing out on. So he's like, I will tell your attorney this to get this done. I will tell your attorney that to get that done. I will write up this and write up that and I will email it all over to you. Fucking sure as shit, dude. Let's fucking go. So this is going to help me sleep a lot easier at night knowing that there's a plan in regards to this because, I mean, at the end of the day, it's just, it's too much money to walk away from and it's something that we can't just ignore either. So the amount of stress I've been under over this has been excruciating. It's really tearing up my brain and my overall well-being. And it shouldn't be this way. You hire somebody to do a job, you pay them good money, they should do a good job. That's not always the case. And I found myself in this predicament of not knowing what to do. And it looks like we may now have a sense of direction. And as we progress forward, I will keep you guys updated on the show because that's one thing I do here with the, these homestead projects and things that go on here is I talk about this and I bring this to the show mainly. So it's not, okay, I want to break this down. Doing the show is very therapeutic for myself. I enjoy doing it. Okay. There are longtime listeners of the other show that support the show because they like a peek into my daily existence and they find it interesting. There are fans out there of Jester Doom, believe it or not. There are. So that's the other reason we kind of do this. People kind of want to see what's going on every day. But the other thing is, I like doing the content I do on this show, on my other show, on social media. I show people when I do a fuck up. I show people when I make a mistake. I do that so other people learn from my bozo ass mistakes. Because a lot of my mistakes are bozo ass bullshit, like something totally stupid that I did that could have been avoided. And it helps to share that so other people can learn from that. And I don't look down on myself because of it. I don't. So, it is what it is. But anyway, we'll be right back after these messages.
Want to advertise on the Doom Daily Show? Send producer Scooter an email, doomdailyshow@gmail.com. And this 15-second ad slot could be yours.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Doom Daily Show. I'm your host, Jester Dooms. The email, doomdailyshow@gmail.com. The website, jestersvoice.com. Everywhere on social media at Jester Dooms. I wanted to have a conversation about the other show, the It's Doomsday podcast, and things related to that. So, the prepper climate has shifted, okay? And it has shifted in a very bizarre way. And I don't even know how to describe it. It feels like the dead of winter in the prepper community, okay? Creators that were doing a lot of prepper survivalist content are no longer, okay? Prepper content is fading and failing. It's not doing what it was. And to me, that's absolutely remarkable because we all of a sudden didn't stop having reasons to prep and prepare. Now, a lot of us in the survivalist community saw a hike during the pandemic in followers and downloads and things like this because people were freaked the fuck out. And when they're freaked the fuck out, they listen and they look for your content. The fact of the matter is that we thrive based on your fear. And we don't want that to be the case. We want you to come to us before there's fear and before there's chaos and before there's a reason to lose your ever-loving mind. We want you to be prepared so that fear is not necessary. Now, somebody did tell me not that long ago that, everything is going to fall off in the prepper realm because we have a Republican in office. There could be something to that. I don't know. But what I do know is that there, like I said, it's like this dead of winter in the prepper community. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we're not going to stop having storms, earthquakes, natural disasters. These things are all still coming. Not to mention we're getting into war times. All right. So the idea that you need to be getting yourself geared up for harder times is a thing. And a lot of the times when we're talking about things on the show, we're talking about things that are really outside of the realm of what you would think you would need to be prepared for. And they all follow the same basic rules and principles. All right. You're squirreling things away. You have a categorized system. You're systematically saving things to be prepared for come whatever may. And it's mainly making sure basic human necessity is met. All right. Now, what I mean by that is, your food, your water, your shelter. In any survival circumstance, those are going to be the things you want to secure first. Okay. Food, water, shelter, security. Now, this could look vastly different depending on what region of the world you live in, depending on what you're preparing for, but it all follows those same basic principles. Whether it's a pandemic or grid failure, you're still stocking water, you're still stocking food, you're still making sure your security and your shelter's in order. Those things are not changing, right? So at the end of the day, it's kind of mind-blowing that we're not getting the traction we once were throughout this community. And like I said, it's not just myself, it's other people I talk to in the preparedness realm are all feeling this like staleness, like nothing's happening. Videos are getting no traction. Podcasts are getting no downloads. Nothing's really happening. And there is a network of us. And a lot of us know each other in this network. It's not one or two people. There's a lot. Okay. And you talk to these guys and they'll tell you the same damn thing. And even other creators that I know that are in this space would reach out really consistently during like the height of the pandemic and whenever, things were crazy and they were, reaching out. Hey man, how's the show doing? We'd like to come on. Do you want to come on our show? I was thinking about doing a video on this. Do you want to do a video on that? And it's like kind of silence across the board. Now, we did have a lot of shit to talk about when COVID was happening. we had a lot to talk about because there was so much going on. Everybody was stuck at home. Everybody was following it. Everything was relevant. But since then, it's all fallen to the wayside. Now, since COVID, you got to think there's a lot of shit that has sparked up and a lot of shit that has happened. You know, the Russian-Ukrainian war took off, which is kind of mind-blowing to me that has just dissipated like it did. Very odd. Okay, now we have this Iranian conflict that's popping off, and we have an economy that's on brink of collapse. And if you don't agree with me on that, I'm sorry, but the writing is on the fucking wall. I see it all around me. And a lot of the old timers are talking right now saying, we're in for some hard times. They're on the way. They're coming. And I think that is going to come with the next presidential election. I think what's going to happen is I think they're going to put another Democrat in there, and you're going to watch shit fucking tank. Like crazily tank, immediately tank. You're going to see our economy turned up fucking side down. That's what I think is coming. So economical collapse, I do believe, is on the horizon. I don't really care what anybody says. I think it's there. I think the writing's on the fucking wall. Now, as far as war coming to U.S. soil or any other kind of crazy thing to prep for, superstorms, grid failure, all these things, I don't know. You know, that we've got this awkward silence going on throughout the community of preppers right now where we're like, we really don't know, but it's too fucking quiet. 6 years ago, we were all sitting in our homes, scratching our heads, wondering when this thing was going to be over and wondering when we were going to get back to our normal lives. Well, we did. We're back. Okay. And since then, we haven't had any kind of major anything happen except, I mean, you got to think we've had the wildfires, we've had the hurricanes, we've had some really wicked storms come through, a lot of grid down situations, but nothing that has been permanently crippling. So you have to ask yourself, are we just in like a really good time right now or what? Anyway, we'll be right back after these messages.
Hey, Producer Scooter here. First off, thank you for downloading and participating in the wide world of Jester Doom. Please be sure to check out JestersVoice.com website. Everything you want to know is located on JestersVoice.com. If you're looking for salacious details, it's on JestersVoice.com. Don't forget to share the show with your friends and even with all your enemies. And now, back to the musings of Jester Doom.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Doom Daily Show. I'm your host, Jester Dooms. The email, doomdailyshow@gmail.com. Everywhere on social media, @Jester Dooms. If you haven't done so yet, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to the show. Okay, we have to talk about the elephant in the room since we're talking about all this prepper-related shit. We just celebrated the 250th anniversary of the United States of America. A lot of countries and nations fail at that 250-year mark. And a lot of people talk about why. Now, I think the U.S. is an anomaly. I think it's too big to fail. I honestly, truly do. There's too many moving parts of this machine for it to crash out. You might have a wheel fall off. You might have the engine get kind of a shudder to it and a knock, but this thing is still cranking down the road. It's not going to stop. But the idea of hard times upon us are really, really good. Like those odds, I think, are happening. I think it's coming. So I saw some ominous signs kind of written on the wall, again, keep using that term, but 250th celebration of America went down to our local town's 4th of July parade, and it was the crappiest parade we've done in town yet that I've seen since I've been here. The after party was in the shitter. They did not have the food vendors. They did not have the blow-up bounce houses for the kids. They didn't have the streets shut down correctly. It was like somebody botched the event. It was really like botched. We're walking around down there like, what the hell is going on? Like, this is crap. Like, we've never seen this crappy of a 4th here before. Like, we never have. And it was almost like this weird feeling like, what if this is the last celebration? Like, what if this is the last one? Talks of certain things that they kept us in fear of for a while have been very fucking quiet, man. Like, there are terms I haven't heard recently. And I'm going to throw out these buzzwords to you guys. ISIS, the Islamic State, infidel, right? Just those three I haven't heard, okay? Just those ones. Terror attack, okay? these are words I haven't heard in a while. All right. And it's just really too quiet for me right now. I'm just over here watching, just waiting for something to happen. And it seems like a lot of other things have calmed down recently too. I haven't heard much talk of ICE lately. That has calmed way down. I haven't heard much talks of the narco shit going on lately. I'm not getting breaking news anymore about blowing boats out of the water, but I see drug busts consistently all the time popping up online. So the drugs are still getting here somehow. Clearly not by boat because we've been taking all those out. All right. These things that are happening overseas in the Straits with Iran and Israel is all over the place. It's a roller coaster ride watching this happen. And I do look for something serious to escalate out of that. Okay. I look for other nations to get involved on Iran's side. Like I look for things to get bad. Needless to say, I just think that, bad times are coming. We've been pretty spot on with this show as far as making predictions go, to the point where I swear to God, somebody higher up is listening. And if you guys have been listening to the show since its inception, you know what I'm talking about. I tell you, hey guys, I think that this may happen. And then boom, a couple weeks later, we're talking about it, reading an article about it. The predictions have been so scary accurate. I'm scared to say certain things on the show now because I hope to God I'm not the one manifesting them. But there is this eerie feeling that something is on the horizon. And a lot of people that have come to the show are preppers. That's why you're here, because you found out about this show from the It's Doomsday podcast and you came over here, or you follow me on social media because I'm a prepper and I do prepper content, or, something led you to this show from something else I've done. And the something else I've done was probably a prepper related thing, which is why you're here in the first place. And I just want to reinforce your efforts are not wasted. So if you're out there saying, man, I really don't have the energy to go change the oil in the generator, you probably fucking want to. If you're like, man, I really don't have the time or the energy to go rotate the fuel stocks, fucking do it, man. If you're like, hey, I've been low on this, I've been meaning to pick more of this up for the prepper pantry, go get it. If you're like, hey, I've been looking into trying to find some blueprints to build this for my off-grid water setup, fucking go get those prints, man. Get it done. If you're listening to this show and you don't listen to the It's Doomsday podcast, you should go listen to the It's Doomsday podcast. Go back, listen to some past episodes, get yourself some good information, listen to the current ones that are coming out there. We're still trying to find our groove, I think, since the show's been brought back. To me, it feels like a little rushed, like we're trying to get it put out there. But we're gonna catch our groove. It's gonna happen. I feel it. It's coming. And once we catch that groove, baby, we'll be rocking and rolling again. So I would highly encourage you to go take a listen to that show if you're not already. And then don't let your efforts of the prepper sphere stuff, don't start slacking back. If you've been meaning on, putting in the garden, by all means, put in the garden. So I hear some weird shit and I listen to some weird shit and I read some weird shit. Okay. And I go down these rabbit holes of information that lead me to very weird, illogical conclusions, but they're usually right, is what the scary part is. And I'm going to give you guys a prime example of it, and it's not a scary thing. It's just a bizarre rabbit hole I went down. About a year or so ago, I had somebody talking in one of my TikTok lives or someplace I was live. And we were talking about how the world just seems different and things aren't like they used to be. And it's like, yeah, it's totally what's happening. And they started bringing up how they don't see lightning bugs anymore. And I was like, you're right. I don't see them either. Wonder why that is. So I went down this deep rabbit hole of why you don't see the lightning bugs that you used to see anymore as in your yesteryears. And the number one faction with this is light pollution. Okay. It is harder for the lightning bugs to breed with light in the background. You want to see more lightning bugs in your yard, turn all your fucking outside lights off. They use the glowing for the process of breeding. Okay. So light pollution is the number one reason we're seeing less numbers. The number two reason is the yard maintenance that we're doing. Your grass needs to be kept cut 3 to 3.5 inches tall for the lightning bugs to perch, to look for glows, to find their mates. If you're cutting your grass beneath that, you will not see them either. The other thing I found out was that the pesticides and stuff we're using on our lawns, the weed killers and all that shit, is also not helping the population of the lightning bugs. Then I went down a total another rabbit hole of deforestation because lightning bug larvae aren't in your yard. They're inside the forest, on the forest floor, under the leaves and debris. That's where their larvae are. So a farmer has a field. He cuts it every once in a while. That field doesn't have light. He's not spraying it with shit. Like a hayfield's a good example. It's not getting sprayed with anything. It's just a hayfield. He cuts it every once in a while. It grows up, whatever. You see mega shit tons of lightning bugs. Typically, there's a wood line. The larvae are in there, and that's why you're seeing these things like crazy, right? That's why. Now, every time you see something like a golf course, there's not a lot there because they can't perch. They're spraying shit. It's big and open. The forest, they're cleaning the forest floors around these golf courses, so there's no places for the larvae and things like that. So, it's us as human beings are having a direct impact on this, and it's not a conspiracy, but everybody tried to paint it like it was. Like it's a conspiracy that we're not seeing these bugs. And it's not. It's human interaction. But that's what's so marvelous about these conspiracies that come up is some of them are actually debunkable. And this is one that is. It's human interference is why we're not seeing them. Okay, it's not because they turned on CERN. It's not because the planet's out of alignment. Like it's simply because human interaction. Now, what's really interesting about this is everybody has this also misconception that you could just buy all these lightning bugs online and have them shipped out and blah, blah, blah. You really can't. It's not really a thing. It's a big, gigantic pain in the fucking asshole. Okay. It's not really a thing. The channels you have to go through, the money you have to pay, your average homeowner can't get online and order 1,000 lightning bugs and have them delivered to their house to let go and populate their area. It's not a thing. Now, the reason I brought this up is for two things. One, obviously, like I said, to tell you that some of these conspiracies are debunkable, but also when something piques my interest in my brain, that's the length I'll go to find out what the fuck is actually going on. And because my brain was hooked on that, I retained all this fucking useless information about fucking lightning bugs that I will never, ever probably need to fucking know. But it's stuck in there now because it piqued my conspiracy part of my brain and I had to figure out what the fuck was going on. Now, when we talk about other things, like why the conspiracy of why the penny's going away and how that's leading to chips in our hands and wrists and things, and woo, buddy, those rabbit holes go deep, all right? So sometimes when we're talking about these things that could go wrong on this show or the other show, or we're talking about other things that are randomly bringing up in the media, and I come up with these weird, outlandish conclusions about what's happening or what needs to happen, and then we see them happen pretty quick thereafter, there's a fucking reason for it. It's because a lot of the time it is by design. And if you look in the right places, you will find the right answers. Because it's all about misdirection. It's all about a big, shitty fucking magic trick that they're pulling on the American people. Yeah. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Doom Daily Show. We'll be back here again on Thursday for another exciting episode of the Doom Daily Show. Everybody, I hope you have a great day. And Producer Scooter, sir, push that button.
News, facts, and opinions. This is the Doom Daily Show.